In 1980, a retired NYPD detective by name Frank Balls, he pioneered something that transformed law enforcement forever, especially hostage negotiation. His radical, counterintuitive insight was breathtakingly simple. He said, "Don't storm the building, talk first." Because the moment genuine conversation begins, something irreversible happens. When you talk, a relationship is established. A standoff becomes a relationship. And relationships, real ones, change people. God, it turns out, invented this long before Frank. What Isaiah records in the first reading is a divine hostage negotiation situation. And here is the twist. We are simultaneously the hostage and the hostage taker. We have taken ourselves captive, barricaded inside our own comfortable habits, our carefully curated religion, our elaborate self-justifications. And God, rather than sending in the SWAT team, he simply picks up the phone. "Come now, let's talk this over." And he doesn't kick the door in. He calls. He begins a conversation, and that distinction is everything. But what exactly does he want to talk about? In 2002, psychologist Dan Ariely, he conducted a famous experiment at MIT in Boston. He stocked dormitory refrigerators with Coca-Cola, and every can vanished within 72 hours. He then replaced the Coke can with dollar bills, the precise monetary equivalent. Not $1 was touched. People who cheerfully stole or took a Coke would never dream of stealing or taking money, because taking the dollar bill made dishonesty visible, concrete, and impossible to dress up nicely. Maybe Isaiah's people were drinking Coke. Their injustice had been so successfully ritualized, so elegantly wrapped in liturgical splendor. The innocence, the festivals, the immaculate religious performance, strong singing, and immaculate sacrifices. Splendid that the injustice had become invisible even to themselves. Orphans ignored, widows cheated. But everyone arrived at the table looking absolutely magnificent. But God looks at this whole spectacular production and says, "I am fed up." The negotiator has named the problem. Now comes the most astonishing moment in the entire exchange. He says, "Though your sins be like scarlet." Scarlet in the ancient world was extracted from Kermes insect and was the most chemically permanent dye known to humanity at that time. Once scarlet entered wool, it was in the wool, strongly bonded, irreversible. The finest weavers in the world couldn't extract it. And when God says scarlet, they hear impossibility. And into that precise moment of impossibility or hopelessness, God drops the most audacious line in the whole passage. He says, "They shall be white as snow." Not improved, not faded, white as snow. Almost sounds like a dry cleaning service. But that is the negotiator's offer on the table, and it is staggering. The pattern we all have privately decided as permanent. The version ourselves have quietly filed under unchangeable. The scarlet thing we have stopped even praying about. God is saying that that is not the final forensic verdict. And Isaiah uses verbs in this passage and won't let us be passive about it. He says, wash, cease, learn, seek, correct, defend. 6 imperatives, fire like consecutive instructions from a negotiator talking someone off a ledge. And it is a partnership that demands that you now have to stand down and make your move. And Lent is God keeping the communication line open, waiting for us to stop defending our barricade. The negotiator is patient, and he has famously all the time in the world. The only question is whether we are finally ready to come out and begin talking.